You walk into a packed train station, hundreds of people. Not one of them looks at you. For a second, you feel like a ghost, but the real answer is far stranger than simple politeness. Your brain is running a survival program that is millions of years old. It was never built for crowds this large. It was built for a group of maybe 50 people, all of whom you knew by name. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying primate brain size compared to group size. He found that the bigger the brain, relative to body size, the bigger the social group an animal could track. For humans, his famous number lands around 150 stable relationships, not 50,000, not a stadium full of strangers. So, what happens when you exceed that number? Your brain doesn't crash. It adapts. It starts sorting people into a new category. Not friend, not threat, just background. That background category isn't neutral. It changes behavior. In 1964, a woman named Kitty Genovese was attacked outside her apartment in New York. Reports claimed neighbors heard her cries and did nothing, though the details have since been disputed. Still, the case pushed psychologists John Darley and Bibla Tunne to ask a question in the lab. Does the presence of others make you less likely to help? Their answer was yes. They called it diffusion of responsibility. In their experiments, people who believed they were the only one who could help acted almost immediately. People who believed 4 others were also listening often hesitated or didn't act at all. Nobody became cruel. Responsibility simply got divided, like a bill split between diners. That's what's happening at the train station. You're not ignored because people are cold. You're being sorted by a filter that was never built to process this many faces. There's a second piece to this. In the 1970s, psychologist Philip Zimbardo described something he called de-individuation. It's what happens when a person feels anonymous inside a group. Self-monitoring drops because there's no identity being watched. It can make people act worse in a crowd. But it also explains why you can walk through hundreds of people and feel completely unseen. Everyone is invisible to everyone else, all at once. There's evolutionary logic here. For most of human history, an unfamiliar face was rare and significant, worth remembering. Now you might pass 1,000 strangers before lunch. If your brain treated each one like a rare event, you'd be exhausted before leaving your apartment. So, it learned to file most faces under a single label, not relevant. Sociologist Stanley Milgram, known for his obedience experiments, later studied this directly. He called it stimulus overload, the idea that people in dense cities develop filters to manage the sheer volume of social contact around them. Less eye contact, shorter interactions, a kind of practiced blindness. That blindness isn't a flaw. It's a coping mechanism inherited from small group living and rushed into a species now surrounded by strangers. But here's the twist. If everyone around you is running the same filter, the anonymity isn't personal. It's mutual. You're not uniquely invisible. You're standing in a room full of people who are all quietly invisible to each other. The loneliness you feel in a crowd isn't proof something is wrong with you. It's proof your brain is working exactly as built, in a world it was never built for. So the next time hundreds of people don't look at you, don't take it as rejection. Take it as proof. Somewhere underneath the noise, you're still carrying the mind of someone who once knew every face in their world by name.